Welcome to the Art Den, where we meet all kinds of artists who create all kinds of art. We gain an insight into their lives and find out what inspires them. I'm Judy, and today I'm joined by my co-presenter, Niki Mellor. Hi Niki, welcome.
Hi, I'm Niki. If you've seen earlier episodes of the Art Den, mine was episode 9 and I'm a furniture artist.
So we're delighted to welcome to the studio today local artist Ros Fraser-Johnson, whose colourful paintings are inspired by the beauty of the countryside in and around Huddersfield. Ros's artwork is also influenced by her childhood visits to galleries, museums and stately homes. Ros left school age of 15 to become a hairdresser. She studied and later taught at Bradford College and ran her own salon for 35 years before retiring from hairdressing 9 years ago. In 2020, Ros accepted an online challenge, the 30-day sketchbook challenge, which led to her taking up art as a hobby. She finds creating art very beneficial for her mental health, and now she can't imagine life without it. Join us as Ros shares her experiences as an artist and discover the stories behind her artistic journey. Hi Ros, thank you for joining us today.
Hi, and thank you very much for inviting me. I'm honoured.
Oh, well, yeah. How kind.
Yeah.
Great stuff. So shall we crack on with the questions?
Yeah, that's fine.
Fabulous, thank you. So, you mentioned that you find creating art very therapeutic. Thinking about the benefits of creativity for mental well-being, could you tell us about some of the challenges you've faced in life? And how has art helped you to overcome them?
Well, at the time that this friend of mine forwarded this challenge, which was on a Facebook challenge, I had quite a bad bout of depression and anxiety. I'd done a lot of looking after my mother-in-law who'd got dementia, and it had become quite stressful, and I never had any time for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And everything got too much, and I started having problems with my speech. I couldn't get my words out, and I thought, am I getting dementia? And it wasn't just my mother-in-law. It was I was doing other things, but a combination of everything that was happening, it just put me into a really dark place. And when I started to think I was losing it as well, that was very, very. It got me really down. And anyway, so I had to go. I went on to some tablets, but this challenge was absolutely a game changer, because I started doing something. I hadn't done anything since I was at school, but I started drawing with just a pencil for the first week, and you were given different prompts. And then after the first week I thought, I'm going to get myself a box of watercolours, so I went to the art shop and got some paper and stuff, and it just went from there. And by the end of the month I was doing something every day, and I couldn't wait to do it, and there was lots of other artists from all over the country, all over the UK, sending their artworks, which I thought, how do they get so good? I just were bowled over how clever some of these other artists were.
Really, yeah.
And anyway, I carried on, and when after the challenge finished, I carried on doing something, and then it was lockdown, and that gave me a really good opportunity. I was doing stuff all the time and tried all different techniques, and I kept buying bits of stuff, and that's where it all started,
Oh, brilliant. So did it quite soon make you feel better when you had this
It
thing to look forward
definitely
to?
made me feel better, and everybody who knew me said, you know, you seem much happier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'd got rid of the stress. I'd got some time for myself, which I'd never really had, and it was a game changer for me. It was something I just thought, I love doing this.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So what sort of themes and ideas do you explore in your work then? Where do you find your inspiration? Do you try to convey different atmospheres and lightings and conditions, for example?
Yeah, I go out walking every day with my dog. I've had a dog probably for the last 30 years, so I've always liked walking. We've got some lovely countryside round by us, and on the doorstep really. I can just walk from my house. I live near Castle Hill, and that side of town you can walk for miles on footpaths, and all the time you're seeing, you know, the sky, I love the grass in the fields, the woodland. There's lots of lovely cottages about, and I'm always seeing things which inspire me.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
And on a daily basis, and quite often I'll take out my sketchbook, do a little rough drawing, and then I might paint it. I take photos as well, and then I'll come home and do a picture.
Brilliant.
And
Yeah.
so.
And you like to capture different lighting effects, don't you, as well?
I think
You like
a
the
lot of
lighting a
my
lot?
work is to do with capturing the light, because it brings, particularly if it's a sunny day, you get some good shadows, and you can bring that picture to life by putting the shadows and the light in, and it brings it to life.
So you're a member of Huddersfield Art Society, aren't you?
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about, you know, how you got involved and what you enjoy about being a member?
Well, I think it's 2 years ago when they had they had an exhibition in the piazza, and I thought, I'll go and have a look in there and look at all these other artists. And then there was somebody there with, you know, would you like to become a member? So I showed them some photographs of my work, and I said, do you think I'm good enough to join you? And they said, yeah, you know, fine, you're welcome to come. So I joined, and I can't get to all the meetings, but they have lots of different opportunities for people to do, like life drawing, or they do have these outdoor sessions in the summertime where people go out, the group of them will go out somewhere and paint. They have an abstract class, which I've only just recently tried, and they do a portrait group. And then on a Saturday, they have these Saturday meetings every fortnight, and they get different artists, professional artists usually, coming in, doing a demonstration, and then you can have a go at doing something yourself, take your paints with you, and that's nice.
Brilliant. Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's been very nice. They're very friendly bunch of people.
Great.
So yeah.
Lovely.
So could you share about artists that you admire or artists that have influenced you?
Well, I've always liked looking at art in art galleries. I've been to quite a number of art galleries from being a child. My mum was arty as well. My mum painted. I wouldn't say I wasn't particularly so interested in it when she was painting, but you know, that's obviously where I've got some of my flair from as well. But the things that interest me are more probably traditional art than I'm not particularly, I don't get abstract, but that doesn't mean to say that I'm not going to have a go. But I love Monet and Renoir, you know, the classics. I love Salvador Dali. I went to see, years ago, I went to see an exhibition of his in London. It was fantastic, seeing these huge pictures, you know, the one with the elephant reflection, and amazing. I really enjoyed that. Wow. And a couple of years ago, we went to London and I went into the National Gallery, and one picture in particular absolutely got to me was the painting of the execution of Lady Jane Grey, which is a massive piece of work, and it was painted about, it was by a French artist, and I've forgotten his name, but it was seeing that young girl in the painting. She stood there and she's got to put her head on this executioner's block, and it's it just makes you want to weep, because it was real. True. Well, it was a true, you know, I mean, it was this other artist's depiction of it, because it was nearly 300 years before that when this execution took place. But it was heartbreaking to see it, and you know that they were barbaric in those times. They were. It was awful what they used to do with people. This hanging, drawing, and quartering, and the terrible things that
all captured in art.
Yeah.
All captured in art.
Yeah. And it's that really had a. It was quite very upsetting, really.
So when and where do you paint, and how easy is it for you to stop once you've started?
Well, I like to plan my day so that I've got all my housework chores done, got the dog walked, and then I like to set aside some time as often as I can to do a painting. Now, I don't paint every day, but I try to do a bit of something as often as I can. And sometimes it's just a little sketch. I've drawn loads of pictures of my husband asleep on the sofa and of the dog sitting in the armchair looking out of the window. I've got loads of pictures of my dog, and you know, that kind of thing. I'll sit in my room, because I have my own little. I commandeered one of the bedrooms because I thought, well, it was supposed to be a guest bedroom, and I thought, well, how often do we have guests? You know, I want my little room here, so I've got my own room now, as well as my husband's got his own little playroom as well, so he can
do your own thing.
And so it's great.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. How? Because you mentioned earlier on about you like to finish something, you don't like to carry on with it. So the thing about stopping when you started, I'm always quite interested to hear about that. How you managed to, how easy it is for you.
I've seen my, you know, depending on. I think at one time I would think a painting was finished, when actually it wasn't finished now. As I've become more experienced, I can see the faults now, whereas I didn't know how to make them better at one time. But I'm very, very critical now. And to be honest, there's not many things that I do that I think, oh, that's really nice. I might think, well, it's all right, but I can see this isn't right and this isn't right. And that's because I've practiced more and, you know.
So where can we see your work?
Well, I have an Instagram page, which is Ros Fraser Artwork. And then I do sell a little bit of work in a shop in Huddersfield, if I'm allowed to say.
Yeah, please do. So what's that shop called?
It's Handmade in Huddersfield.
Right.
And he sells local, it's all locally produced stuff, all sorts of things.
So now we're getting to the philosophical question. So in terms of your personal identity and your sense of who you are, how important to you is being an artist? Can you tell me that one?
Well, it's very important to me now because I've gone from a job which I loved doing. I loved my hairdressing career. I met some lovely people, but it was stressful at times running a business. There was quite a bit of stress at times, and I haven't got that stress anymore. But I have got something that's I absolutely love to do as often as I can.
And now this one is very difficult. I ask everybody this one, but it's difficult because it's summing it up. Your motivation, why you create art. And so it's like, to sum up, what motivates and inspires you to create? Why do you paint?
Because of the love. I love doing it. I just absolutely love painting. I love being able to see something and put it down on paper. It gives me that kick. And that's basically, and also sometimes, I recently went to a abstract class, and we were given some sort of prompts on what to do, what to base your picture on. And it was the first time I'd ever done this, and it was the prompts were symbols and symbolic things, and I went along to this class very open-minded. I thought, well, I don't know what I'm going to do really, and I found myself doing this picture, and it really I wouldn't want to show it to anybody, but I was in tears.
Oh, wow.
When I was doing this picture, because it took me back to a very, very sad time, and I had no idea what I was going to do when I got there, and I just kind of started putting some paint on, and it just came from wherever, but it was very, very moving. There were tears running down my face, and I thought, oh, stop being so silly. But I wouldn't show anybody this picture. I got it at home, but I wouldn't want to show it to anybody because they think, well, that looks a bit weird. But to me, it was something coming out of me that I didn't know was there.
So thank you very much, Ros, for joining us on the Art Den.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's been really good, really good.
Very informative.
Yeah, very interesting, very enjoyable. Yeah,
thank you.
Pleasure. And to the audience, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to Kirklees Local TV on YouTube to get our latest videos first. And we'll see you again soon.
Bye for now.